criticism around female Secret Service agents that aren't tall enough for the principal, that their head comes up to his chest line, that there's one that used him as a shield as she cowered behind.
Yeah, I mean, just take gender out of that conversation. Take sex out of that conversation. I don't want to talk about male or female. You're either capable of doing the job or you're not capable of doing the job. You're either strong enough to pick up your principal and move him off the X. You're either large enough to block that person that you're trying to protect, or you're not. You're either trained enough and equipped enough and prepared enough to do the job, or you're not. They're not. The women that were there, there's not just the one. So as shots are still being fired and you see bodies being flung on top of the former president as he's down on the ground, what an amazing photo. Blood's dripping off of his face. And there is a woman, Secret Service agent, that is hiding behind the president, not on top of. She's hiding behind him, cowering, hoping to not get hurt. When her one job...
Right. This is the fat woman, right, who's been assigned to guard Donald Trump. She is hiding behind the president of the United States. Right. The Biden administration chooses who runs the Secret Service, who chooses to deliberately give Donald Trump inadequate, incompetent, ignorant, idiotic security.
Is to put herself on top of the president. Go forward 10 seconds. The hammers start coming out. You see guys in body armor with helmets run out with guns. There's another photo of a Secret Service agent that is, here we go. So here's the guys running up, go the other way, running up the stairs. 10 seconds later, and this is one of the photos I was trying to find.
She's cowering.
10 seconds later, you see all three of these guys with their guns pointed out into the crowd. Guess where that girl is? That girl right there? She's still right there. She's hiding behind the stage. And these guys, dude, they're up, guns in the high ready. They're on their optics. They are scanning. They are hunting. I'm telling you, if you farted weird, you're...
So there are all these New York Times, Financial Times, all these elite media articles about why, for some mysterious reason, is the right engaged in misogynistic criticisms of the women. And none of these complaints note how incompetent these female agents were. Instead, they're built up as superheroes, putting their lives on the line. Right? None of the Financial Times, New York Times articles, decrying the misogynism on the part of Republicans deal with the criticism that is leveled at them for their incompetent, cowardly behavior.
You're about to get around. And they were also positioning themselves to prepare for an exfil. And while they're doing that, there's a Secret Service agent hiding behind her principal, and there's another Secret Service agent that's hiding at the base of the stage. Fired. They're fired. I like to say you're fired because it's such a Trump thing right now. But Department of Homeland Security, Mayorkas, you're fired. Department of Secret Service, what's her name, Kimberly?
Yeah, in a masculine setting, these people would be fired. It wouldn't be even a question. They would just be fired. But instead, in our current structure, almost all our institutions are dominated by the left, right? Dominated by feminism, undercutting of masculinity, and the forces of incompetence are praised. Heck of a job, guys.
You're fired. Every single one of those DEI hires in the past 3 years, you're fired. You don't meet height and weight, you're fired. You can't pass a shooting test, you're fired. You can't do a site survey, you're fired. You didn't know that building 3 at 150.
Right. Can you imagine how demoralizing it would be to be working on the Secret Service detail with incompetent, obese, frightened, cowardly women, and you have to work together?